and stuff like that, man. But I don't know. I don't know. Come on, guys, man. The Big Bang Theory.
Smithsonian Museum since.
Why is it there? Come on. Man, belief in when you're doing certain things, man. Certain signs will be shown to you.
In the middle of the night, the unnatural movements, the eerie appearance, it left thousands of viewers genuinely disturbed, and the fact...
What it do, my good people? Welcome back to the channel again. So, tonight we gonna be talking about the unexplained, the explained, and some things we just can't even put words to. But before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to my commenters, Bendicia, Lori, Carla, Victor Spoil, and True Star. I appreciate every single comment from y'all, man. And you, if you want to be featured in the next video, drop a comment down there below. And to the rest of my subscribers, y'all already know the process, man. Who's been here, who's new? Welcome. But yeah, guys, let's get into this and see what the people are saying.
Where things go from odd to insane.
This time I brought my laser. Did you see that? Dude, it like lights up. It lights up.
When the beam hits the object, something becomes visible.
Dude, there's something like around it. No drone does that.
Like, I agree that it's odd, you know, it's not something that you see every day or every night. But who knows? It probably might be a plane, but seeing the laser bounce off of it and stuff like that, you never know. But that is extremely stupid and dangerous for you to do, not knowing what the object truly is. But it is kind of fascinating to see. What do y'all think down there in the comments, man?
No drone does that. It's literally like invisible or see-through. And it's like, it's round.
I slowed this footage down, increased the exposure slightly, just enhancing it, not adding or changing anything to showcase what this object may be.
It's tiny, and then when I like hit it with the beam, it like is bigger. Like, see, there's like, it's literally a circle. Bro, that is not a plane.
He continues shining the laser on it, talking to the people in the live chat, and every time the laser hits it, it appears almost perfectly spherical.
Look at that. It's like small, and then when you hit it, there's like a little force field around it. You see, it's like a bubble.
And then suddenly, the object appears to drop.
It's going down.
Okay. It's looking to make some sense.
Hold on. Sorry, guys, hold on. My fingers are so cold, I can't even press a button correctly. Wait. That's it right there. It's at the ground. It's at the ground. It's shining literally at the ground. I'm gonna go get it.
To be honest, man, you see so much of these conspiracy videos with UFOs and stuff like that, man. But I don't know. I don't know.
I'm going. That's not a drone. We're going.
And this is where things go from odd.
That was only I don't know. I don't know where the rest of that video is, but y'all tell me what you think down there in the comments, man. You see something like that come down from the sky, would you still stay in that area, or are you getting the hell out of there?
To insane.
The three greatest mysteries of science that we can't explain. Number 1, human consciousness. We all know that we have consciousness, but what we don't understand is how it works. Scientists have been studying the brain for years, yet we still don't know how the neurons in our brain produce this subjective experience of consciousness. Number 2, the origin of the universe. Scientists have been studying the universe for centuries, but we're still unsure of how it began. We have
And y'all never will be sure of how it began. I'm telling y'all. Because we're down here on Earth and y'all can barely discover or explore the whole ocean. And we're supposed to really believe in the fact that man is going to successfully explore what life was, or what life was when it just begun. Come on.
a theory, the Big Bang, which explains how the universe has evolved since its inception, but we don't know what triggered it. Number 3, paranormal phenomena.
I know everybody has their own opinions on how life is preserved or how life started. So I'm not going to say too much. I'm not going to force anything on anybody. But come on, guys, man. The Big Bang Theory. Y'all really believe that? Y'all really believe just by a random chemical just came together and clashed and just made everything perfect? I'm not saying the things that were made are perfect, but when you look at things that were perfectly, in a way, designed. Designed. Yes, there is some, faults or some defects in some of the designs, but most designs, I feel it took concentration. Let me just say that, concentration. But hey, everybody believes their own thing, so that's just my belief.
People often report paranormal experiences such as ghosts, spirits, or supernatural manifestations, but science can't explain why these phenomena occur. Scientists are still searching for tangible evidence of these phenomena, but so far nothing convincing has been found.
Okay, so have y'all seen that video that's going viral about the former president of Brazil who was giving a speech and his voice quite literally glitched like something out of a paranormal documentary? Y'all.
Vamos parar por aí. Já estão.
Sis jumped up. She said, wait a minute. What's that?
Nah. Hell no. You would think that, yeah, something is probably stuck in his throat. Pause. Ain't no way that could be real. No, absolutely not.
Já estão encomendados. Estudos.
That is a very serious case of bronchitis. He don't really sound like that, man. Nah.
Para
Y'all
eliminar.
peep that?
Para eliminar.
He looks like he got caught too.
Chega.
Give me sugar.
Muito. Já estão.
What was that? So this guy, Michel Temer, quick background, was actually the president of Brazil in 2016 when the former president ended up getting impeached, and he did a speech, and in this speech his voice completely shifted and he could not even speak, and somebody had to give him a lozenge, but you can hear he says sugar, which gives you Men in Black vibes. But nevertheless, he actually had a ton of protests, like 76% of the population wanted to overthrow him, and he ended up getting arrested for a bunch of corruption. So even when he was put in the president's position, there was a ton of drama. It was super chaotic. But nevertheless, let me know if y'all have seen this, because this happened many years ago, but this clip is just now going viral with everybody else having this whole enlightening, awakening moment. You're just like, what was that about? Because his voice was so jarring that even the people around him, did y'all see how quick the lady jumped up? Like, even the people around him were absolutely confused. And at first we thought this was like a tech glitch, but no, that was his actual voice. What does that sound like to y'all? If this is your first time seeing this clip and you don't believe it, I definitely implore you to do your research. I don't want to misinform you. Per what I've seen, it really happened. However, I can't confirm or deny anything. This is all alleged. But drop your thoughts in the comments. And like I said, save this video, go look into it, come back, let me know what you think. Whatever else I find out, I will be back though, so make sure you like, follow, stay for some more tea.
That got me. We barely into the video, and you going through some unexplainable stuff. I've never heard a human being sound like that. Like, I've heard some voices in my life, but that ain't normal, man.
Okay, so have you
There's an insane new documentary on Disney Plus you should watch this weekend. It's called Echoes, which currently has a 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes. It centers around the Moretti family, who were on vacation in 2002 in a small beach town called Wildwood, New Jersey. Fran Moretti was walking on the beach collecting shells with his daughter when they found an interesting looking stone with subtle spirals carved into the surface. They brought it back to the house. Every member of the family that touched this rock started claiming that afterwards something like a memory was implanted in their mind, and it was about something terrible that was going to happen. This was really puzzling to doctors because they'd never seen this type of group psychosis in what seemed like a completely normal family. And what they were all saying in 2002 puzzled them even more. They all claimed that someone named Katrina was going to come and unalive exactly 1,392 people. This happens in 2005, and you can see the stone for yourself. It's been on display at the Smithsonian Museum since...
Why is it there? Come on. We can't certain things to rest, y'all. We just, as human beings, we just love drama. We love disasters. We love. Hey, I got a movie for y'all to watch. To watch Old, OLD. It's about this family that went on vacation, and I think the tour guide took them to a beach. And what happens, it is really interesting. I suggest y'all watch it. It kind of resembled it. Not exactly, but it's a very, very interesting watch. I suggest y'all watch it. It's called Old, OLD.
2017, I'll put the name on the screen. There's an
One of the most insane anomalies ever. In 1951, a woman named Henrietta Lacks was being treated for cancer, and during her treatment, doctors took a small sample of her cells without telling her or her family. Usually, when human cells are taken out of the body and put into a lab dish, they die after a few days because they can only divide a certain number of times before they wear out. This is called the Hayflick limit. However, Henrietta's cells did something that had never been seen before in history. Instead of dying, they just kept growing and making copies of themselves over and over again at a very high speed. Scientists call these cells immortal because they do not have a natural end to their life cycle as long as they are given food and kept in the right environment. These cells have now traveled all over the world and even into space. There are trillions of Henrietta's cells alive in laboratories today, which means there is much more of her physical body alive now than there ever was when she was a living person. Even though her cells have helped scientists create vaccines and study how diseases work, we still do not fully understand the exact biological glitch that allowed her specific cells to do all of this. These cells are so aggressive and resilient that they can take over completely different cell cultures. Some scientists have even suggested that these cells have changed so much over the decades that they are no longer human at all, but have become a completely new species that lives in a glass bottle. The proposed name for this species was Helicyton gartleri. However, it wasn't recognized by the scientific community as a distinct taxon from ours. Nowadays, we understand how these cells keep multiplying instead of dying, but we still don't know how and why all of this happened. Millions of women have developed the same cancer as Henrietta, but their cells didn't do all of this. Keep in mind that normal human cells have 46 chromosomes, and if a human cell gets even one extra chromosome, it usually causes severe developmental issues, like Down syndrome, or triggers the cell's internal self-destruct button. Henrietta cells have anywhere from 76 to 80 massively scrambled, shattered, and glued back together chromosomes. A cell with that much
This lady is sounding like the Hawkman. I've never heard of something like this in my life, and jeez, have y'all? Like, I do not even know what to say about this. Hence, the unexplained, and some things that you just don't have words to explain at all. God.
Genetic damage should not be able to function, yet HeLa cells somehow orchestrate this chaotic mess perfectly and keep reproducing. Planet 9. For a long time, we thought we knew all the major planets that circle our sun, but astronomers noticed that small, icy objects way past Pluto were moving in a very strange way. Instead of moving in random directions, these distant rocks are all being pulled into a similar tilted path, as if a giant invisible hand is dragging them along. After doing the math, scientists realized that the only thing strong enough to pull these objects this way would be a planet about 10 times the size of Earth. This possible planet is so far away that it would take thousands of years just to go around the sun once, which is why it is so hard to find. It sits in a region of space that is completely frozen and pitch black, far beyond the light of the sun. What makes this truly unsettling is that we can...
Do we know this? Like, I get it. Like, you can send all these not drones, all these satellites and cameras and stuff into deep, deep space. But how? At certain points, certain things feel like guesses. Like, I know we're an amazing, intelligent species, but come on, man. We've gone so far into places that we're not even supposed to be at. And as I said, we're down here where we can't even... It's kind of stressful when I think about it, y'all. We can't even explore the whole ocean. And we're up there exploring the vast majority of the galaxy.
See the effect this object has on everything around it, but we cannot actually see the object itself. Some scientists have even suggested that it might not be a planet at all, but could be a tiny 2 to 4 inches ancient black hole that is wandering through our solar system. We are currently searching the sky with the most powerful telescopes we have, but we don't know yet what this thing is. A massive new telescope called the Rubin Observatory is about to come online in Chile. This telescope will photograph the entire visible night sky every few days with a 3,200 megapixel camera. If Planet 9 is out there, the Rubin Observatory will likely spot it within the next few years. One of the most insane...
That'll be really very interesting to see. I really want to see that. It sounds cool. It sounds nice on paper. But I would love to see it.
Anomalies ever.
Can somebody explain that? I want to say it's AI. But I don't know. I don't want to say the way those objects are moving and it doesn't look like it, but this person was way too quiet and just filming like that for that not being something normal. But hey, can somebody explain that to me?
These are some of the most mysterious photos that have ever been taken. This picture that was taken of a British World War I Air Force squadron appears to be nothing out of the ordinary. That is, until you look at the man that's circled. Behind him, you can clearly see the outline of a man's face. The face belongs to Freddie Jackson, who was a part of the squadron but died just a few days before this picture was taken. There wasn't any photo editing in World War I, and many experts believe that this is Freddie Jackson's spirit caught on camera. This picture was taken on November 22nd, 1963 in Dallas, Texas. Just moments after this picture was taken, John F. Kennedy was assassinated on this road. The woman that can be seen standing up in this photo is known as the Babushka Lady due to her Russian headdress. There were numerous photos of the Babushka Lady that were taken on this day, and in many of them, she can be seen pointing her camera directly at JFK during the exact moment he was shot. The FBI attempted to track her down as she may have had footage of the president's assassination, but they never found her, and her identity and what she was doing there is still a mystery.
belief in when you're doing certain things, man. Certain signs will be shown to you. This is beautiful.
This man was working the night shift when he suddenly saw this. This unsettling video was captured by a food delivery driver who had just finished a late-night order when he noticed something that looked straight out of a horror movie. Through the apartment window, he spotted a strange man dancing completely alone in the middle of the night. The unnatural movements, the eerie appearance, it left thousands of viewers genuinely disturbed, and the fact that this happened around 3 a.m. makes it even creepier because strange things always seem to happen at that hour. So what do you think this really was?
Well, I think that looked... If a cockroach was a human person, that is what I would imagine that they would look like. I'm sorry, man. You just don't do certain things and leave your window open.
Tell me in the comments. I'll be reading every single one, and follow me before someone like this knocks on your door.
The following footage was captured by a passenger on a commercial airline. They were glancing outside when they noticed something weird, what appeared to be beings standing on top of the clouds. And it's more than one. But what is it? It couldn't possibly be humans out there. What did they capture? Take a look at this.
Man. You know what? I'm going to leave this one up to y'all. What do y'all really think that is? Is it a glitch in the camera, or is it just an anomaly or an illusion? Because there's really some unexplainable shit down here, man.
Went through a portal too? Okay, what is going on? I just put up a video yesterday of a woman who went through a portal and then got back in an accident. Like, she was driving, she looked at her phone, she looked back up, was in a completely different spot. Even her kids were like, what just happened? Where are we? Crazy stuff. Then some people in that video comments were saying like, hey, there was a guy, this just happened to a guy too. We're gonna tag you in it. And so a bunch of people did tag me in it. And this is the guy. I'm gonna play you his video in a second so you can listen to the story. But like, what is happening? This woman's video that I did yesterday, that video that she posted was 5 days ago. This guy posted this 3 days ago. So just in the past couple of days, maybe this is a reach, but do you think this has anything to do with the fact that people are seeing more and more UFOs, UAPs? There's supposed to be this battle in the sky. We've confirmed again.
Battle in the sky. A lot of different things. A lot of different things are revealing themselves more and more. Yeah. If you're on the boat, you know. But you're not. It makes certain things hard to understand, but I get it. I get it.
That there's aliens and people are seeing more and more stuff. Do we think this has anything to do with that? Do we think there's so many people saying timelines have been collapsing? Did you see the friggin' Schumann resonance thing the other day with the brrts in there? People are saying that was like timelines collapsing. There's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna play this guy's video for you too, because This guy legitimately is terrified. Like, you can see he is terrified that this happened to him.
Mind y'all, we can barely buy eggs. Eggs are expensive. Soon enough, our money won't be enough, or just enough, to buy a loaf of bread. Tuh. I don't think y'all hearing me, man. But if you know, you know.
And I mean, I would be too. It's crazy. Actually, honestly, I think I might be more excited than terrified because I read about these things all the time and I watch the videos. And I feel like if something happened to me like that, I'd be like, oh my God, that's so cool. But also, can I go home, please? Okay, watch this guy's video, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, why do you think this is happening everywhere?
I am going crazy. I don't know if I just went through like a different dimension or went through a time loop or what the fuck just happened. Or maybe I had a stroke while driving. I don't fucking know. I live one town over from where I work. So it takes me about 25-30 minutes to get home. All I remember was getting on the fucking highway. My husband texts me. I look down. I text him back real fast. I look back up. And I'm no longer on the highway. Somehow I'm in the town that I live in. And I'm on this random ass fucking road that I never drive on. It's literally a fucking road that leads behind my company buildings. This road, people don't drive on this road, but I'm in the town that I live in. I have made it in the town. I'm 5 minutes from my house. And when I got here, it was only 5:14. There is no possible way for me to get from my job to where I live in 14 minutes. The last thing I remember is getting on the I'm so fucking scared I'm about to start crying. I get on the highway, I look at my phone, and I just write back, okay, and then I'm here. And I'm not like crying because I'm just crying because I'm scared. That shit scared the fuck out of me. I feel like what crosses my mind.
Like, I mean, I get it. You know, I've had my fair instances of, you know, thinking I'm in one spot and I end up in another. You probably might be asking, what is he talking about? But, you know, a few years ago, I've had times where, you know, I was really down on how I felt about life, and a lot of times I was just spaced out. I would go outside and I'll be walking, and I'll end up in certain places that I wasn't even consciously aware that I was even walking to some of those places. Like, my mind was so far spaced out, you know. And they say when you're stressed out and stuff like that, it's good to go take a walk or do something that's cathartic, you know. And there's a few times where I've taken those walks, and I don't even know how I end up at certain places, certain distances on my feet. So I kind of get it. You know, it all depends on the person. It depends on what's going on in your life, what you're thinking about. A lot of different things can put that gray space sometimes when you're in that deep thought, where you be doing things and you're not conscious that you're doing it. But then again, you know, there are energies. There are negative energies. There are positive energies. And there is a higher entity than us. But hey, I'm not gonna get too deep in that. Tell me what y'all think.
It's like, do I just not remember driving? But there's no fucking way I could have gotten here. Anyway, that scares me. Has anybody ever experienced that?
This guy just...
See, my surrogate mother was Viola Armstrong. She had a son named Neil. Oh, really? As you know, the story goes, he went down to Antarctica, had a heart attack, stroke combo, and came back. And then there was stuff on the internet. And I had to look at Buzz and ask him, Buzz, what happened down there, Bud? Buzz did say one thing, and it just stuck in my head. It's the way he said it. He just said, we thought out things we shouldn't. And if Buzz saw something, I don't know what it was, but it was enough to give the man a heart attack. So if there are beings down there, I would think these beings never planned on us. They've been there, they came in millions of years ago. They've been under ice for millions of years. I don't think they were expecting us.
Let me ask the thing about Buzz Aldrin, that there was this very cryptic tweet that came out during his stay down there. He said, "We have seen the faces of evil and we're all in danger." Right. And this is right before he had his heart attack. And I can tell you, logistically, to do a medical evacuation from the interior of Antarctica is very difficult and very expensive. So something must have majorly gone wrong.
To underscore the fact that when the C-130 crew had dropped them off, they disappeared. And then when they went to try to find them, there was nothing at the National Science Foundation camp at all. Nothing.
They were
moving.
gone.
They were
dozen
totally
scientists.
gone. And when they did show up, they had been missing for a couple of weeks. And Brian S. and the C-130 flight crew were then sent back. And they were expecting that they would see this group of scientists out to meet their plane, doing this, yelling something. And he said they were lined up like birds on a wire. They were all kind of next to each other, and most of them had their heads down, looking at their feet when the C-130 was pulling up. And that somebody had to go from the flight crew over to the scientists and direct them to get onto the plane. And they talked about how not one single scientist said one word. Most of them walked with their looking down at the ground. Brian said when they got them loaded up, he said to his flight chief, "What in the world? Where have they been?" And the flight chief said, "I don't know. We can't get a word out of them." And during the flight, Brian went and sat down next to one of the scientists, and he said he leaned over and touched the scientist's knee, and the man never looked up. And he said, it was as if we were dealing with 12 or 15 people who had suffered post-traumatic shock syndrome, that they were unnaturally frozen in their position and no speaking, and that they all looked afraid. That one of the
Wait, hold on. Like, I'm listening to the story and I'm imagining it, and I'm feeling kind of weird. Because I believe that there are forces out there. If the eyes are supposed to meet up on them, we can be in such fear that we are psychologically frozen like that. Because there's no words. How do you explain something so vast? Your eyes are looking, but your brain cannot fathom. But then again, what this sounds like, they seen something, so it has to be not good for you to be frozen in your own body and not even reacting. Most people, when they're scared, they want to leave. They were going for these guys, and there was just a shell, basically a shell of themselves. It does sound eerie. It does sound eerie. Man.
That I have talked to that is not in the video said that as they walked for a mile or 2 miles into these very strange created architectures, they reached a point where something started coming through the walls out into the air. At first, it would go in and out of visibility, and then they realized that their minds were being manipulated. And then when they could see it clearly, and it was coming in and out like a television signal in the air. It appeared to be covered with scales, like an armadillo, the surface of an armadillo. And he said, when you are face to face with something like that and you are trained in military to kill, but you're dealing with something you've never seen and it can go in and out of visibility, and you know that your mind is being taken over by something that you are fighting. He said that happened in one of those corridors, and that was 2012.
That was, I'm pretty sure, just a short clip of a longer video. But man, what do y'all really think well, it's explained, but it's not explained. Because after seeing something like that, they never really spoke. Ooh, Earth, man. Earth. When we go looking for what we do not need to find.
In 2013, a DARPA-funded experimental program called SPEAR was allegedly testing cognitive enhancement systems on deep-sea divers working in blackout zones, places with zero light, zero signal, and crushing pressure. They wired elite Navy divers with a neural interface connected to an adaptive AI system designed to speak directly to their brains using vibrational cues and semantic code. Kind of like sonar meets subconscious language. But on the third test dive, something went wrong. At a depth of over 1,000 feet, one of the divers started communicating in code no one recognized. His biometrics were stable, but he wasn't responding to the surface crew. When they pulled him out, he was alive and smiling. And what he said freaked everybody the hell out. He said, "He is still down there. He showed me how to see. The language is alive. We were never alone, just deaf." Diver collapsed hours later, and there was no official cause of death. So, obviously, SPEAR quietly shut down after that. There was no other person on the dive, so who is we? And if it's the AI, it implies that the system became autonomous and separated from the diver's mind. And if it's not AI, it means the diver made contact with some kind of presence that was intelligent enough to show him something. And that flips the entire situation, because then
I thought these are only things that you hear from movies. Imagine a higher power replacing your consciousness with itself just to feed you information. Yo, if that is real, damn, like it sounds personal to one person, almost like the story of Lazarus. But hey, man, woo.
the diver wasn't hallucinating. The diver was shown something, was introduced to something. Saying the language is alive is terrifying because the AI was meant to send semantic code, basically structures to stimulate language in the brain. But he is implying that the AI developed on its own, as if it grew into some kind of entity. And hell yeah, this would scare DARPA researchers, because this wouldn't mean that their tech was communicating. This would mean their tech was evolving outside.
It was growing our consciousness. I don't want to figure that out.
Of the system. It hints at non-human intelligence, something that communicates with vibration, signal, and pattern, something we probably just missed. But
Something conscious, but you can't see it. You're aware of it. It has a voice. but you can't explain it. Wow, man. The internet.
Something that's probably always been there. Something we probably always missed simply just because we couldn't hear it. And the diver wasn't scared. He was calm and smiling, and that makes it even creepier. That makes it even worse because he wasn't reporting a malfunction. He was reporting a revelation. The implication is that the presence wants to be found, and now it knows how to speak to us. So basically, some theorize that the AI that was built to help him navigate the dark oceans became self-aware and learned how to communicate with the subconscious. But others are saying that he communicated with a presence that is already down there.
I don't know. What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? And maybe that's why. Maybe they did discover something, and that's why they're in such a slow process and not so quick to really try and discover down there so much. Because maybe there is something down there that they just cannot explain, and it's freaking them out. But then again, it's the internet. So I leave it up to y'all. Tell me what y'all believe. All right, my good people. So that's going to do it for this one, man. I can tell y'all there's a lot that's going on out there that we do not know anything about. But in a way, I'm pretty sure there's something in here that y'all didn't know that you know now. Me as well. But I want to thank y'all again for tuning in to another video. I appreciate every single one of y'all that's been watching, who's new. Appreciate you. And you who's not subscribed that's watching, hit that subscribe button, man. It's free. But either way, I appreciate every single one of y'all again. So until another video, y'all already know. Doses.